The best gift you can give the expecting mama in your life is the gift of sleep. By the end of this video, you'll have 10 of my most favorite products that I swear by as a first-time mom that will help you give the new mama and baby in your life the gift of more sleep. For more videos on marriage, motherhood, and managing it all like a boss, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. I have seen so many pregnancy announcements, and I've seen so many people asking questions about what they should get for their friends and family that are expecting a baby, that I thought I would share my favorite products that I have used as a first-time mom over the last 10 months. The first product I want to recommend is the Taking Cara Baby's Newborn Sleep Course. I think it's called Will I Ever Sleep Again? I took this course in January of last year. My son was born in February, and it is one of the best investments I have made, hands down, when it comes to all of the baby stuff that you can buy out there. It is something that I will buy for friends and family as a baby shower gift moving forward, and I cannot recommend it enough. The reason why I love this course is because I felt so prepared as a new mom. From the day that I was able to bring my son home, I knew what I needed to do to be able to calm him down. I was able to teach my husband what he needed to do to calm our son down. And we were able to set up our days and nights in a way that I didn't feel like I was just kind of floating around out there and not really knowing what to do. I mean, there's so much to learn and so much to know and to research and to prepare for, that this really helped me feel prepared and feel like I knew what I was doing. What I really love about this course too is that it helps you teach your baby good sleep habits, which is something that is so important. It's actually something a lot of adults are lacking. A lot of adults have sleep issues, and it's because they don't have good sleep hygiene. So the basics of this course are kind of the same things you would actually use as an adult, and it's about teaching your baby what to expect when it's time to nap. And so by the time my son was about, I would say 8 to 10 weeks, he was sleeping 8 hours through the night, which is a huge deal when you are a first-time parent because you are exhausted. We were also able to get my son on a schedule during the day and a decent schedule during the night in those first few weeks, so that my husband and I felt so much more in control, because really it's a very chaotic time when you're bringing a baby home, not only for the first time, but anytime you're bringing a new life home. There's so much going on that having the ability to structure our days made everything so much easier and so much smoother. I think the course is about $79, but I think it is well worth the investment to have that foundation of knowing exactly what it is that you need to do to help your baby sleep, because if your baby is able to sleep, you are able to sleep. Okay, so the next thing I recommend is the Halo Bassinet Swivel Sleeper. Now, I'm not going to show you that in person here because I've got it packed away and stored for my next baby, but I will insert some screenshots of it here for you. So the reason why I loved this is because I really wanted my son close to me while we slept after I brought him home from the hospital. But I was really terrified, especially in the beginning of having my son, of SIDS and anything that might contribute to that. And so I liked the idea of bed sharing, but it's not recommended by the AAP. And for me, it just gave me a lot of anxiety, the idea of having him in our bed, but I still wanted him close by, which is why I went with the Halo Bassinet Swivel Sleeper, because I could have him right next to me, but he was in his own safe little cocoon there, and it was so easy to access him in the night, because when you first bring those babies home and they're so small, and if you're nursing, you know, they need you so frequently in the night that it can be kind of difficult to get up and in and out of bed, especially if you've had a C-section too. It's difficult getting in and out of bed to go across the room to get the baby. So the bassinet is right next to you, next to the side of the bed. And this model in particular has a side that folds down, and it's got mesh, so you can hear your baby. You can reach over and feel their chest and make sure they're breathing. They're right there. You can slide them over to you, but they're safe. And that's what I loved the most about this. Okay, so the next product that I really love are the Halo sleep sacks. So when we delivered at the hospital, our hospital actually uses the Halo brand sleep sacks, and we hadn't seen them before and hadn't really purchased any. And the reason why I love these is because, one, swaddling is recommended as part of the Taking Care of Babies course, but she actually recommends a different swaddle. The Ollie swaddle, I think, is the one that she recommends. And I did purchase that. It's quite expensive. I think I paid about $60 for that swaddle, and I hated it. My husband hated it. My son hated it. It was kind of a waste of money for us, but your baby might like it. So the reason why I like the Halo ones is because they're so easy to use. They have that you slide it on kind of like a vest. Their arms are free, and you zip it up and you can just Velcro it around them, and it keeps them safe and secure. But what I like about it too is that it keeps their hips free, so they don't have any kind of risk of hip dysplasia, which can happen if you're swaddling a baby too tight. I really liked the Halo sleep sacks as well because they come in different fabric types. So we brought my son home in February and it was quite cold, and they make a winter style sleep sack. So it's got fleece, it's a heavier weight, and then they also make a jersey style that we were able to use once the weather got warm enough. And we didn't need to put him in the fleece anymore. And so they have different sizes and different fabrics and everything that you need to make sure that your baby is comfortable but also safe. But as my son got older and as he grew, we actually transitioned to the Nested Bean Zen sleep sacks. Once your baby starts to roll over, it's recommended to not swaddle them anymore. And I like the Nested Bean sleep sacks because the arms are free, but they have a little weight on the chest that mimics your touch. So it helps keep the baby calm and it helps them feel more safe and secure. And I like these two because they've got, like the Halo ones, they've got different weights, and you can use, they've got different fabrics, so you can have a winter weight one. We're using one right now with my son who's 10 months. It's a winter weight. It keeps him nice and warm at night, but we don't have to use a blanket in the crib. And that's one of the reasons why I love the sleep sacks so much, because it's not recommended to use a blanket in the crib until after they're a year old. And I really enjoy the Nested Bean sleep sacks. My son really likes them too. We've noticed, so we've used some other sleep sacks as well. Like when those ones are in the wash, I've got just a generic fleece one that I'm using right now. And he doesn't nap as well and he doesn't sleep as well in that. So I really think that the weight that the Nested Bean has really does help promote better sleep, and it helps my son sleep longer. And we definitely notice a difference in his sleeping patterns when we're not using the Nested Bean. And I think it's one of those things too that it's become habitual. So he's come to expect that when we put the Nested Bean sleep sack on, it's time to go to sleep. So I'm actually thinking of creating a checklist or a registry guide of all of these products and more that I love. So if that's something you'd be interested in, just leave me a comment down below. Okay, so the next product that I really love is the Newton Baby Mattress. And we received this as a gift from my mother-in-law, and we are so grateful that we got it. I had actually never heard of it, but she recommended it to us because several people from her workplace, they gift them to their family members, and it came highly recommended to her, which is why she wanted to give it to us. But the reason why I love this is because it's 100% breathable, it's 100% washable, and it is Green Guard Gold certified. I had so much anxiety around SIDS when I was pregnant and when I first brought my son home. And my son is 99th percentile in length, and he outgrew his bassinet at around 3 or 4 months. So we had to transition him to the crib early, which gave me even more anxiety. But having this mattress and knowing that it is 100% breathable really helps lessen that anxiety. My son rolls, he sleeps on his belly now, he's face down, and knowing that the mattress is eco-friendly, it's safe, it's non-toxic, it's breathable, that I can sleep better through the night knowing that he's gonna be okay because he's sleeping face down. And so that brings me to a product that goes with it. It's the Burts Bees Baby Organic Fitted Crib Sheets. I love these sheets. So we've got this 100% breathable mattress. I didn't want to put a non-breathable crib sheet on top of it, which is why I love the Burts Bees. They are organic, and they're also non-toxic, and they are more fitted, I've found, than traditional crib sheets, which is, I like that too from a safety reason, because you don't have to worry about the crib sheet creeping up as the baby moves around in their crib. And they're affordable, they're durable, and they are adorable. They have so many cute patterns. I've actually got a buffalo check pattern that I adore. I love it, and it is so cute. And as a side note too, Burts Bees Baby makes onesies, and they are probably my favorite brand of onesie that I've used with my son so far too. Just saying. Okay, so then that brings me to the white noise machine. And so this is actually recommended by Taking Care of Babies, but my husband and I also use a white noise machine every time or every night when we sleep. So we actually ended up getting the Project Nursery Sound Soother, which is a portable white noise machine, and it's got a couple different sounds on it, not just white noise. And the reason why I like this one is because in the early days, you're moving your baby around. Your baby's always going to be with you. So I could use this downstairs in his pack and play when he was having a nap down there. If I was downstairs like watching TV or just hanging out with a family, I could move it upstairs if I was going to be up there and have him napping in his bassinet, and I could just attach it to the side of the bassinet. And you can bring it with you if you're traveling. You can put it in the car, you can clip it to your carrier. But it was really nice to have the option of carrying this white noise machine around if my son was going to be sleeping downstairs versus upstairs. And it runs off of batteries, which is convenient. You don't have to worry about any kind of cords or anything like that dangling. And now that he's older and he's sleeping in his crib in his room, we actually have a different white noise machine, just a basic one that we bought off of Amazon, but I got it because it's a wood grain and it matches his dresser. I'll link that one down below too. Okay, so another favorite product of mine is the Snoozer Hero Alarm. So I know a lot of moms really want to get the Owlet, which is an oxygen and I believe a heart rate monitor. It's got a little sensor in a little sleeve that goes over the baby's foot, and you put a sock over it and you can monitor it via your phone. I really liked the idea of having a monitor for my son, especially once we had to transition him to his crib, but I didn't like the idea of having a Wi-Fi device attached to him all night long. That didn't sit well with me, which is why I ended up getting the Snoozer. And the Snoozer is just a little clip that clips onto their diaper, and then you put their pajamas on over them and you put them to bed. And if there is no breathing movement detected after 15 seconds, it will vibrate and it will it'll stimulate the baby to take a breath. But if that doesn't work and it's been 20 seconds, the alarm goes off. And we had a couple of incidents where the alarm did go off when my son was about 4 to 5 months old, which is still kind of in the age for SIDS. And I am so grateful that we had this alarm and it went off. There were a couple of incidents where it wasn't a false alarm, they were true alarms going off. So I'm really grateful that I got this sensor to have. Another reason why I like the Snoozer as well, in addition to it lessening my anxiety about my son sleeping by himself, but it's about 1/3 of the price of the Owlet. The Owlet is quite expensive depending on the model that you get and whether or not you get it with the camera. And it was just a little bit too much for us to be able to spend at the time. So I feel like I really got what I needed at the price point that I could afford with the Snoozer. Okay, so one of my last items is actually the Mam Brand Pacifier. So I did so much research on pacifiers to see, which kind I should get. I spent an obscene amount of money on a Natter Sutton pacifier that was, natural rubber and orthodontic, and my son hates it. And I got the Wubba Nub, and I got all of these, the Ryan and Rose, cutie patootie one. He hates them all of them. And we had gotten a sample of bottles, Mam Brand bottles and pacifiers from Destination Maternity, and we happened to give him that one day. I think my husband did. And he loves it, and it's the only brand that he likes. But I really like the Mam Brand because they're award-winning. They've got ergonomic design, so the shield fits closer to his face, which I think is what he likes, versus a flat shield that a lot of the other brands have. I like the Air ones, so they are cut out and they have less plastic on them, so there's more airflow, so he's not going to get as rashy, especially because he's teething and he is drooling like crazy. I don't want all of that drool trapped under his pacifier. And then the nipple shape itself, I mean, it's more closely shaped to a nipple, and it's I believe it's orthodontic as well. So we do use a pacifier. I know there's like a lot of questions out there about whether or not you should. One, it's recommended as part of the Taking Care of Babies course, but two, I personally wanted to use a pacifier because research shows that it reduces the risk of SIDS by up to 90%. So we will continue to use a pacifier with him until he's about 1, and then we're gonna start weaning him off. Okay, and so my last favorite product that is sleep related is the Zarbis Naturals Saline Mist. And this is kind of a random one, but when we brought my son home, it was the winter and there was a lot of dry heat in our house, just from having it running all the time to keep the house warm, and he was very congested, and babies in general can be quite congested when they're first born. And so having the Saline Mist was so helpful to be able to help him clear his nose and his airways. It makes using the bulb syringe or the nose Frida a lot easier. So we couldn't really use the nose Frida with my son when he was first born. We would stick with the bulb syringe, but as he got a little bit bigger, the nose Frida worked better, and we found that the saline actually helped it a lot more, which is why we really like it. And I love Zarbis Naturals brands. We have a ton of their products. I think that they are excellent quality, they're affordable, and they're fairly accessible. So those are my favorite products to give the new mom and new baby in your life the best gift of all, which is the gift of sleep. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.